A new day on the channel, and once again a new episode of F1 Manager. What's good, people? We are back for another episode of F1 Manager 22, and we are heading to Azerbaijan for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we've had a good race last weekend. It was absolutely perfect, what we needed, and we delivered. Charles Leclerc getting his home race win, finally. We broke the Monaco curse. Carlos Sainz coming home in P2, extending our lead in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship, which is just perfect. Great recovery from the mistake of the race before, but it's a good race, Our team hub has been complete. We did have the upgrades deliver for our facilities. We've got a scouting department upgrade in 22 days and the rest 40 plus. So, good job, good times. Love that.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. So, without further ado, let's get started. Hello and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice has concluded and qualifying awaits. There's very little time to relax because each and every driver will need to bring their A game to the track for qualifying. They'll need to push themselves to the limit if they're to be challenging for a strong grid position. You simply never know what you'll see come qualifying. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Did you check, Carlos? Can you hear me?
Yep, all good.
Green light.
Alright, qualifying underway, sending Charles Leclerc out first. What's this lap going to be then? It's going to be a 1 minute 43.7. Yeah, that's definitely off the pace. But I think you got held up in Sector 2 from the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. Not sure though. Alpine in front, get out of the way. And gets out of the way. Perez on pole meanwhile for 143.1. Sainz setting a green sector 2. Lap time going to be enough for Carlos Sainz. Only 5th fastest. Well done. On board with Max Verstappen now, getting the slipstream from the sister team of the AlphaTauri. What's this time going to look like for Verstappen then? Looks to be the same. Alright, Q1 finished. Sainz only going 13 fastest, so let's just hope he doesn't get knocked out. And hopefully he'll be okay, but Russell still needs to do a lap, and he does, 5th fastest. On board with Max Verstappen, he will get the slipstream from the sister team of the AlphaTauri. What's this time going to be for Verstappen? Is he going to improve his lap? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just the same time. But that's qualifying done. Is anyone else behind? Oh god. Alright, Schumacher got it. No, it isn't. Vettel finishes lap. So he's going to be out of Q1. Or not. Schumacher improves. So does Magnussen. Oh god. That was a bit of a disaster. Leclerc looking very pacey, but still only setting green. What's his time going to be for Charles Leclerc? Is it going to be enough? And it's only enough for 2nd place. He's done the 1:43.8. Interesting. And the McLaren, as he's the first car to cross the line in the second. Check flag goes out. On board with Daniel Ricciardo. Is he going to do a lap good enough to get out of Q1? We will find out in a minute as his foot to the floor across the line now. What's it going to be? Stays 11th fastest. His teammate Lando Norris moves up 8th. Pierre Gasly now ahead of him. It appears to be the Haas of, I believe, Kevin Magnussen. No, it's Mick Schumacher. Only 12th fastest. Gasly moves up to pole position. Hamilton, pole position as well, moves up. What about Sergio Perez? What's he gonna do? Moves up to pole position as well. It's only Esteban Ocon now who could pull a time. Verstappen moves 2nd fastest. Ocon just about gets into Q3, so both McLarens are out. Zhou Guanyu also out. Yuki Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher are out of Q2. So the time to beat a 1:43.0 it seems. Got the Mercedes of George Russell up ahead. Not quite sure if he's doing a lap. No, he's not. He's just moving on his tyres, so he needs to move out of the way. Oh, and he's really holding us up. He needs to move. Why is he not moving? Just fucking put his car there in the middle of the track. And Leclerc has to go over the sausage curb. I don't know why Russell didn't move out of the way. Oh my days. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I wonder what's happened there.
Oh, there's a spin!
Oh, Russell spun in turn 10.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell.
Going through the caster section. What do you do here? Oh,
And there it is. That's where they spin out.
well done. For the AlphaTauri. God. Traffic! Please move! Thank you! Oh lord. Who else is up ahead? Looks to be another Mercedes. It's Lewis Hamilton. Cheers Lewis, we get out of the way. DRS lap open. What is this lap going to be for Charles Leclerc? Is it going to be enough into the front row? Only 2nd fastest. 1:43.4. Checkered flag goes out. Esteban Ocon going to be the first out of the bunch of the pack who's going to be putting the time on the board for the checkered flag. What's this going to be like then? Is Ocon going to improve his lap? improves 9th fastest. Meanwhile, Kevin Magnussen leapfrogs his way up into 9th. Gets past. Who else is next? Fernando Alonso, next across the line. Sorry, George Russell. 6th fastest. What about Alonso? Can he move his way up the board? No, he cannot. Bottas stays 5th. Verstappen moves up into pole position. What about Sergio Perez up ahead? Hamilton goes 4th fastest. Perez, the man, is he going to get pole? No, stays 2nd fastest. It's a Red Bull 1-2. And Charles Leclerc stays in 3rd. Lewis Hamilton in the 2nd row. So that's Max Verstappen on pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we've got 2 Red Bull cars, so that's going to be a threat. That's going to be interesting.
Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last minute checks are being made.
We saw a solid qualifying performance from Ferrari, and they're sure to have their chance to push even further during the race. The work Red Bull did during qualifying was nothing short of spectacular. Now let's see if they can repeat that for today's race. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. And there's Charles Leclerc. Starting in 3rd place, they're in a really good position for this race. And further back, there's Sainz. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. And we're just moments away now. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Verstappen getting off to a decent start. Perez covering off into turn 1. Hamilton's thinking of getting past, and he's looking like he will. But Leclerc's still side by side. Into turn 2. Hamilton looks like he's getting the edge.
Well done.
And he is. Gonna tell Leclerc to go full attack. Yeah, Hamilton just gets past Leclerc there. Bottas looking like he can get a run. Hamilton up into 3rd. Verstappen still leading. Perez in 2nd.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Vettel overtaking Sainz. And tells Sainz to go full attack.
Keep it up.
And here goes Charles Leclerc now. Into the castle section almost. Into the entry. Thinking of making a move. Hamilton goes over the curbs.
Ferrari just gained a place.
Leclerc not giving up, but he has to. Backs out as we go into the castle section now. You thought about it, but you wanted to play it safe. On board with Max Verstappen, you can see in the back. Sergio Perez, his teammate. Falling back just a bit. On board with Valtteri Bottas, he is catching up to Charles Leclerc. Let's go on board with Carlos Sainz.
You're doing really well, Carlos.
Making up some moves.
Ferrari advance the race position.
On board with Carlos Sainz now. Tell him to use everything so he could possibly get past Yuki Tsunoda. Switches to the inside. Can he possibly make a move into turn 1? You're thinking about it.
Doing a good job.
And he does.
Working like this.
Carlos Sainz gets past the AlphaTauri, looks like. And he does. Up into 14th place.
Let's see what happened there. Watch this. There's
Charles Leclerc
Leclerc.
overtaking Hamilton into turn 1. Pretty good move. Against the 7-time world champion. Leclerc's back up into
And they
3rd
clear
place.
it. Big move for them and a race position gained. That was a big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
Sainz overtaking Ricciardo meanwhile. We go on board just about when the move was done. Sainz moves up into 13th place. Leclerc getting past Verstappen as Perez is leading the race as we fast forward. This is looking very interesting right now. Oh, Leclerc can possibly go into turn 1 against Sergio Perez. Is he thinking about it? And he can possibly, as they go side by side.
And charge button on.
Perez still ahead. Leclerc looking like he has a backup, but he's not going to backup. He's still fighting for the lead. And they're side by side, and Leclerc's leading ahead of the 2 Red Bulls. Look at him go. Perez falling back. Verstappen, meanwhile, can possibly overtake Perez if he risks it, but no. Perez covers him off. So from Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc to Leclerc, Perez, and Verstappen.
Here's
We
the
need to see a replay of that.
Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Leclerc just not backing out, giving it everything for the lead, and clearly that's paid off. That paid off. On board with Carlos Sainz. He's thinking to go around the outside, possibly into turn 1 of George Russell. But you can see Alonso just sitting duck. As here goes Carlos Sainz, almost getting past George Russell, but he does make the move now. Alonso covering off.
Good job, Carlos. Well done. Old school.
Carlos Sainz. What thing? Oh my God! Everything's going off at once. Alonso trying to cover off both the cars, but Sainz gets past both of them. And Carlos Sainz up into 7th place. On board with Sergio Perez, he is catching up to Charles Leclerc. What's he going to respond? Has to hold back. It was looking like an opportunity for an overtake into turn 1. Entering turn 2, Perez taking a lot of the curb. Catches Charles Leclerc lacking. Into 1st place he goes and retakes the lead. This is going to be a feisty battle. Leclerc having to go aggressive meanwhile. Perez is tired. We need to save tyres, but Verstappen's tyres are going off as well.
Red Bull gained a place.
On board with Hamilton, he will have DRS this lap. Looking like he's thinking of going round the outside, but he goes and switches to the inside of Pierre Gasly. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? On board, here we go. This is going to be fun. Hamilton side by side now with Pierre Gasly. This is going to be interesting. Gasly still having the edge. What's going on? Hamilton getting past. And he gets past pretty comfortably. Gasly having to hold on the race. Carlos Sainz getting a good run. And so does Valtteri Bottas behind. This is going to be very interesting. Gasly just defending off these 2. Look at the pace of the Alfa Romeo this race. Bottas on the roll here. You know, up ahead, Charles Leclerc still leads in this race. Verstappen on fresher medium tyres. Leclerc having DRS now. Oh, Verstappen going really slowly as Leclerc gets past. What's going on with Verstappen's car? Oh, very slowly.
And charge button on.
Copy.
Is Verstappen going to box this lap? Oh, yes, he is. Verstappen is going to pit this lap. So this is going to be interesting how this plays off. Nice overview. He boxes for hards. So we're going to tell Leclerc to box this lap. We're going to do what Red Bull don't do. If Verstappen pits that lap, we're not going to pit that lap. We're going to pick the next lap. So this lap we're going to box for a set of hards.
Box now, box.
Copy, box.
We will need to pit Sainz soon. There's a gap up ahead. 12-second gap, so we can double stack.
Okay, box. Carlos box.
Because if we leave Carlos out for another lap, it will not.
Happy to box. Charles, pit lane.
That is correct.
Here comes Charles Leclerc
Speed limiter
for
on.
his pit stop.
Speed limiter on.
But nearly good stop here from the peeps.
Yeah, in the pit lane. Copy, understood.
Nice 2.5 second stop. Sainz also coming into the pits. Also is Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. We're on board with Sainz making a stop. See Hamilton as well. Verstappen just getting ahead of Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc going on down the inside of Max Verstappen. They're still side by side at it. But Verstappen holds and Leclerc has to back off. But the battle is not over yet. Look at this. So there's a VSC out. Someone has had a crash on the track.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Copy.
And it will be DRS off.
There's been a crash.
Oh, Schumacher
Let's
crashed
have a
in turn
look.
15.
Now just focus on the Haas.
Well
Thank
done.
goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
And charge button on, if you can.
Copy.
So it doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car, but it is a VSC. Okay then. Right, so virtual safety car ending soon. But the question is when? Oh, VSC ending, so we're going to tell Leclerc to
Virtual safety car ending.
attack. Yeah, green flag running. Verstappen with a 1.8 gap lead ahead of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc with full battery, which is going to come into play. Sergio Perez behind. We need Sainz to push.
And you can push.
All good.
Yeah, we need Sainz to catch up to Perez. Perez talking about his tyres getting warm. Charles Leclerc, thinking of going around the inside of Max Verstappen, does get past Max Verstappen for the lead. Nice overtake from Charles Leclerc.
Red Bull moved up.
So we need to push for these laps.
Copy.
Carlos Sainz getting past Sergio Perez. On board with Max Verstappen. He's definitely going to get DRS, but the question is it going to be enough for Max Verstappen to get a move into turn 1? He is gaining on Charles Leclerc meanwhile. Can he possibly make a move into turn 1? It's looking very likely as Max Verstappen into turn 1. Side by side once again, Max Verstappen looking to get in the edge. Oh my god. Into turn 2.
2 laps to go.
Verstappen goes down the inside and he takes the lead of this race. Leclerc has to go defensive meanwhile, and he has to fight back. Leclerc's sighing. He needs to keep pushing though. And so does Carlos Sainz as he has Perez on his tail.
And you can push.
Copy.
I'm going to tell Leclerc to give it everything. Here we go then for the final lap of the race. Max Verstappen leading though.
Last lap.
But Leclerc is catching up by a massive amount. We're telling Leclerc to give it everything on the last lap as long as Carlos Sainz. So if Leclerc wants to make a move, it has to be all or nothing. And here goes Charles Leclerc on the straight. Look at that Ferrari go! And he retakes the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me! He's up into first place. Carlos Sainz can hold back meanwhile,
And Ferrari just gained a place.
if you would like. Looks like Charles Leclerc is going to hold off Max Verstappen as he goes around the start-finish straight. And he has dominated in Monaco, as he does. He had to work for this race win, and he goes to the start-finish straight. It's going to be another Ferrari win as Charles Leclerc comes and wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okay, and check
That was a very close call. Max Verstappen settles for P2. Carlos Sainz, holding off Sergio Perez with 32% tyre wear, comes home to third, and it is another Ferrari podium once again. Oh my god. Leclerc will be relieved about that. What a race we were in for. Nice battles between Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. Oh. Sainz with an amazing recovery drive despite being knocked out in Q1. Finishes on the podium for third. Charles Leclerc from P3 to P1. Just what we like to see. And I believe he gets fastest lap as well, if I'm not mistaken. We will find out at the end of the race. Grazie a tutti. Grazie ragazzi.
Well, this was definitely Charles Leclerc's weekend. A truly well-earned podium here, and a dream come true for everyone involved. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today. Alongside them, of course, the other two talented drivers completing today's podium lineup. Ferrari had a very good race, proving they're definitely a team to contend with.
I agree, this was all very impressive, and it's obviously the work of a solid, well-run team.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
For the next round in Formula One, the teams are travelling to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
Whew. Oh, what a race. Leclerc taking fastest lap, Sainz making up 14 positions and comes home in third place. Oh my god, what a race. That was a very stressful race in parts of it, but it was a very fun race. Leclerc extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship, leading... Wait. By 40 points. Yeah, I just had to double check. So Leclerc leads the championship by 40 points. Carlos Sainz extends his lead ahead of Sergio Perez. Ferrari, we all extend our lead by Red Bull by a margin. So Good job. Meanwhile, AlphaTauri getting past McLaren in the constructors and moves their way up. Pierre Gasly getting ahead of Esteban Ocon as well. Alright. Good day. Lovely. That is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix done and dusted. Ticked off the calendar. Another double podium for us. Both cars on the podium, what we love to see. Taking maximum points. Not necessarily maximum points, but Charles Leclerc taking maximum points. First place, fastest lap, 26 points. Very useful. But yeah, cool. Just what we needed. A good start. Anyway, I'll see you lot in the next episode of F1 Manager. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.